If I made you uncomfortable, good. I ain't shrinking no more to make you feel tall. I was always the room, the light, the table. Now I'm acting like it. Tired of being humble in the wrong places. Tired of acting quiet just to spare faces. They call me too much, now I know why. They feared the power behind my why. I used to second guess my glow. Now I walk in like I own the show. Cut ties with guilt, kiss shame goodbye. Now I say no and don't explain why.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to Courage to
Talk. I gotta start. Let me start. Okay, wonderful. So, first of all, we're dressed a lot alike in terms of the color. I love this color. I think it's bold. I think it's daring. But we didn't plan this. I just want you to know, somehow or another, God synced us together. And so...
Different dressing rooms, by the way.
Absolutely.
I have no idea.
So when she came out, I came out later. And listen, but we're going to rock it, though.
We're going to rock it like never before because we are very determined. From our last show, Ally, and I will speak to you directly, to you and your mom. The sacrifice you are making right now, and I know you're going through a lot between the PTSD and all the symptoms you have based on the unrealistic abuse that you've overcome and been saved from by an amazing woman. And these two individuals, Dr. Gillian and her partner in the show, Truth Be Told, are amazing angels that are working with you. And I just only wish we'd know about this earlier on. But we found out about you through also a victim that you know, Ava. Our organization, Queen for Courage, is against all and any kind of abuse. I am an abuse victim myself. Different kind, but abuse is abuse. Ultimately, we all walk away with scars. And the biggest scars, the deepest scars, are the ones that people don't see on us. Why we are champions? Because we do not allow ourselves and take the easy route of falling into the victim mentality, taking our lives, or wasting our lives. We turn our pain into power, and we take that power on to saving more people. So with that said, Ally, you are a champion. Your mom is literally an angel. And that's why we're going to have a lot of surprises on this show. And they're all meant for you. And we've been watching more and more of you. We've been trying to understand in order to give information out. So I would like to start with playing this for our audience. And then we'll get into more things.
Granger knows that if you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible.
I don't know which one was worse at this point.
And the real sad thing to that is, and I hope you don't mind me bringing this out, but when we first started speaking about this, and this person came out and was berating you, your words to me was, I know she was hurt before. You were automatically
talking about
given
her previous mother who
an
is
out
still, from what I understand,
for
unknown
something
whether she gave
when
birth
somebody
to
else is talking
or if she adopted
so vile about it. You were saying, I know she was hurt in her past. I know that the things that happened was because she was coming from a hurt place. And that shows character in you when you were willing to see that. But
And that's okay. I'm just,
where was
yeah.
the from that side? That's the side that's supposed to say, you know, I know you're hurt. I know you're going through something. Let me help you with this. Let me carry you through. You know, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay? I'm okay.
No. Do you need a breath?
I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Well, we have a few more of the crazy labyrinth of lies gonna target. So, how about the one?
But quite frankly, you know, I got one thing that I caught there that maybe none of you did. I don't know, but she referred to you as white, and we always see these people crying racism all the time. I mean, are we in some kind of losing Isaiah situation here?
That's about the one fact that they consistently get right. Yes, I am white. No, I am not 60, but I am white.
But it does not matter if you're white or not.
Right?
I mean,
Right.
a little bit extra pigmentation in somebody is.
In the summer, I'm a little
doesn't matter.
darker than white, so I don't know. I don't know why that matters, but
I mean, I have some freckles. Does
yeah,
that
yeah.
What they're talking about here is the fact that the agencies, well, this woman was trying to get this trafficked child out from the control of the agencies and the abusers that had her in the system, trafficking her while they were having her. This woman kept going back to adopt Ally to save her, but could not because she was white.
They use that race card.
Yeah. And we need to understand, most of us that live in America, all of us that live in America, and the rest of the world that knows what America is like, we do not have discrimination. I hate to break it to everyone. We do not discriminate. Who discriminates are the people that like to use the race card. There's absolutely no discrimination in America nowadays. Again, I'm going to repeat, except for the people that want to use the race card. I work with many races, many colors, people of different religions. I am friends with rabbis. I am friends with preachers. I am friends with people of all sorts of shapes, sizes, colors. Linda, did you ever see me act different towards anyone?
Not in the last 2.5 years that I've been connected. No, I haven't. I have not.
We all bleed red. And when we start understanding that, we will start understanding that there is a line we as people need to stop at and not cross. And that's the race card. That card is not to be played. And if you're going to cross, it's because you want to.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And we agree to disagree, but there's never an issue of race. There's never an issue of race. Blood comes out of me as well.
Was in her possession, as well as other children that were in her possession, and she failed as a human being. That's a big difference. Not only did she fail as a human being of what she was supposed to do, your job as a mother is to nurture and to protect. And I can't speak on that because I'm not a mom, which is something that we're going to get into as well tonight. But you know, just with my auntie eyes on, I would never let someone do to another child what has been done to me and sit back and be silent for years at that. The jump to a white woman shouldn't be taking care of a black child or vice versa. What about the fact that a woman stepped in to take care of a child that another woman failed to take care of? What about the fact that fathers step in to take care of a child when a man failed to do what they said they were going to do? It takes animals. Animals are better parents sometimes, but an animal can get pregnant. It's one thing to get pregnant, have a child, and be what you call a mother. it's a whole hell of another thing to be a mom, and a real one at that. So it has not a damn thing to do with race.
Well, I have a young man that I adopted. He's grown. I adopted him when he was grown.
Oh
he's
yeah.
He's a little darker than I am, but hey, it is what it is. He had nobody. He has a family now. I love him just like he was my child, and I don't even see the color.
No,
That's
DNA.
the part.
Color and motherhood have nothing in common, have nothing to do with each other. Being a mother is taking care and protecting your child. The things that we hear and see today happening to these children that have mothers. And I would probably say a lot of them, which we are learning now, are the ones selling them to these murderers, to these child traffickers.
I think it was a distraction. It was a distraction because they did not want this lady here to take her. They didn't want her to come out of the system. Remember, they're getting money for Ally. They're getting money for sending her out sexually. They're getting money for trafficking her, and that would have cut the money. So it was a distraction. They played the race card. Is what they did.
And then when she got older, she was placed with another foster family, where a trafficker came into the house that was supposed to be her safe place, sat down with the family that adopted her, paid them to take her and traffic.
I mean,
Traffic
thousands.
her.
They paid them thousands of dollars, and he took her.
He took her, and that's where the elite party started, selling her in the market. We have a system right now that has been working so long with government officials, the elites, people in power, people that have power, people that have money, huge amounts of money, people in the limelight, like the Oprahs, like the P. Diddy's, like the Will Smiths, like the Jadas, like the Beyoncés. Lists and lists and lists of people. Let alone the Kardashians, the Hiltons, people that we clapped to, people we supported, people who we saw at the award ceremonies.
And elevated them because what? They supposed to be celebrity and stars? Really?
Meanwhile, they were the very traffickers. And they were the abusers.
Yeah.
We had presidents that were named. Presidents. And now we finally have an administration ready and finding these kids.
Well, in all honesty, we've done a show on it before, and under the Trump administration, there's been over 4,000 children found and saved as a result of child trafficking. So kudos to the Trump administration because there's so many children that didn't survive, that actually died as a result or took the body parts.
Will never be found.
Yeah, they took the body parts.
So I'm going to address this to you, Ally. On your last show, you mentioned you need attorneys. We have attorneys with Queen for Courage that are ready to work with you. We have projects that are coming up right now that can not only house these kids, not only house families that are running from this kind of abuse, but counselors and doctors and everything that will be needed to not only save these people, to not only keep them safe, but also to feel protected while they're rebuilding their lives with the people that are going to make sure they're okay without any abuse going on.
This is the next
I
segment.
was 14 and a half, 15, and she let her boyfriends do so many evil things to me let anybody do evil things to me because she used to tell me I don't get enough money for you. She would get government custody checks for everybody else in her possession, but she didn't get it for me because I wouldn't play along with it. So I was raped in my closet with coat hangers. One of the big reasons why I can't have children now, and I used to beat myself up for it. When I turned about 12 or 13, I started asking questions to everybody like, hey, how do you get in trouble? How does it happen for you? Because something's not right. She would lay me over her lap and check my vagina like she was looking for something. And I'm like, what are you looking for? So you know that somebody's hurting me. Even when I was a baby, she used to leave me with this man named Derwin. And she would put me in a room with him with a fire truck. They would hand me a drink and wait till I went to sleep. And he would jack off all over me in the bathtub. And then I would just cry and wait for her to get back. She never did anything about it. She would lay me over her lap and check me. This happened when I was 4 years old. I was locked in a room. I was beat. I was raped. I was sat outside in Ritchie Canyon in a driveway. She went to court, lost the case. There's files and things that you have, Dr. Beverly. And at one time, I was like, okay, what is this? I gotta be an alien because I don't know why this is happening to me. People in the family used to say she loves you more, the whole family loves you more because everybody in the family treats you different. And when going back through all those things, there was so much that happened in her possession because of her. She's covering for somebody. We all know she's covering for somebody. We all know that she's covering for some people that are in the military. We all know that she's covering for some people that are in elite bloodlines. We all know that she's covering for a famous rapper that some of you guys really love. But nobody in that family, nobody in the outlaw family really takes accountability. They don't really take the truth and do anything with it because nobody speaks out because they know it's not going to go anywhere. At one point, when I turned 12 or 13 and I went into a mental hospital, the last thing she told me, I went to school, and I'll never forget, she told me, if it wasn't for the fact that you just alerted a cop that I didn't have, basically under her thumb, she said I would have hit you over the head with the back of the thing that sits on the toilet, and I would have killed you. And she had all these plans. She used to tell me all the time that she was going to murder me and leave me in her bed, and people would think that it was an overdose or something. So,
So as you can clearly see, Ally's telling her story. It's so heartfelt that a child should have to go through and endure. And she remembers this, and that's where the PTSD comes in, and people loving her and supporting her because she had no one. She was left all alone to try to survive and get through this mentally, physically, take care of herself as a young teenager. And so understanding her journey, understanding that she has a lot of information that she's coming up with to share with you, that she remembers. She talks about the containers. She talks about the children that she saw that were also abused. Some of them didn't come back. Some of them died during that process. She talks about so much that you can't bury your head on this. You have to stay alert. You have to keep that in mind when you're
aware.
Be aware. Absolutely be aware. Because our children are out there. They're being trafficked. As we said earlier, the Trump administration has actually saved over 4,000 children when there's 2,300 that are missing daily. And so something has happened to these children. She's trying to blow the whistle so we can understand and wake up.
And a lot of it has to do with the former government officials being involved. There's millions of people involved in this. Like I said, from show business, from Hollywood, to the elites, to the royalty, to people with power. And if we do not be a part of this solution, if we are not a part of the solution, we are the problem. Because there are pedophiles looking for this. There are pedophiles ready to pay for this. There are monsters. I can't call them anything else.
Yeah, she called them monsters as well. She did.
Monsters
Absolutely.
that do this and are looking for these kids to buy them, to just torture them for their own pleasures. As you remember when we talked about Hollywood, the pizza parties, child favors, they were party favors. Children were party favors at these parties.
You know, Ally witnessed a lot of that too at the Diddy party.
Absolutely.
She was a party favorite.
And Ellen DeGeneres, degenerate, who left this country just not to suffer the consequences.
Do the dirt and then run? Really?
We need to unite in coming out with this so we need to fight this fight together. This is too big for any one of us. And this child, yes, she's in her 30s right now, or in her 20s, Sally, but she's still a child.
She is. Yeah.
And from the life that she had to endure, from the pain she had to endure, from the things she had to witness, see, and then from the things that she had to live through.
But what I want to add too, and Ally is one of many, as we talked about from the milk cartons to the Amber Alert. Why do you think we have an Amber Alert? Because children are missing. Connect the dots in terms of how many children go missing on a regular basis throughout this United States. Not other countries, even though there are missing in other countries, but just this United States. This child was caught up in that system. And now they want to unalive her.
Yes, but more importantly, she didn't choose to be in that
It wasn't
system.
her choice, no.
It wasn't her choice.
No.
The woman that was supposed to be protecting her put her in that position. And then Child Protective Services, just the name alone, Child Protective Services, put her in that position even more.
For money.
And then when they were done there, it started with the pimps.
For money.
Wake up, America. Wake
Money.
up.
Every turn, the mother, Child Protective Service, the pimp, you know, even the ones that are receiving it, transferring money. The bottom line is that $80 billion
$80 billion
business. That's correct.
Let's break that shit down.
That's correct.
We'll see you on our next show.
Absolutely. Bye. Break it down.
Visit us on www.xpo20.com.